Good morning. Welcome to the Breakfast Club. This is Joe Shoup. I want to welcome you this morning. We have a very interesting topic. Once again, good morning. And we have this very interesting topic, something that ought to be discussed quite often, since the majority of the industry, the home-based industry, the network marketing, the networking industry consists of women. And I think sometimes we take that for granted on the involvement. And we forget that women and men communicate differently. So we're going to cover this today. So once again, I want to welcome you. If you can hear me, let me just do a couple of checks here. If you can just type in the box down below that you hear me and say good morning. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this box. Mark will not be with us today. So if you would just chat in that box for me and say, we hear you. Good morning. Good morning. So Marty, you do hear me? Good morning, Gina. Hey, Gina, let me ask you a question. And it takes probably 20 seconds before I can see the responses here. Once again, I know you're saying good morning. Can you check in there and say, yes, okay, there we go. Yes, thanks. Gina, if I were to open up your microphone, let's see if I can do that and you can join me here. I know this is unexpected, but I think we'll be fine. And Vicky, I'm going to open up your call as well. I think you can do that. If you can't, that's okay. But Gina, when I open it, it'll invite you, and then there's a couple little tasks you have to do. And let's see if we can get it accomplished. So I'm going to give it a try. First of all, why don't you put on the chat, yes, I agree, or yes, that would be great, or yes, let's go, something. Let's see. And Vicky, the same thing. Put a little thing up there and tell me if I'm able to open up your microphone. Gina, good morning, Gina. Good morning, good morning. Okay, I see you, but let's see if I can see. Yes, that's great. Okay, good. I don't have the mic for the computer. Okay, Vicky. Yeah, we'll do that in the future. Okay, Gina, here we go. Here's what I have to do. I'm going to put it on yours, and this now says invite as speaker. Now let's see what happens on your end. You are now invited as a speaker, so you should be able to hear me. And there's a few little things it asks you to do on your end. And I've never been in that position, so I don't know what it is. Let's see if we can get you on here. In the meantime, as you saw with the announcement, almost 75% of the people in our industry looking at, working with companies, home business companies. I know a lot of us like to refer to it as network marketing and the home business and networking. And the truth is, yeah, we're in a networking business. That means that we network. We find people for one of two reasons. One, to use those who would be interested in using and benefiting from products. Number two, we're looking for people who are interested in managing a business from home. And that tends to be the way I go with my business, is I look for the people who are interested in managing a business from home. And then we communicate our message and say, this is the area in which we work in the home business arena, and let's see if there is a match. And sometimes the product doesn't interest them. Sometimes they don't want to work that part of the industry, so because of the product. Then there are those, as Gina does, is leads with a product. And that is to find people, they deal with a health product in their company. And they lead with that and find people who really are interested in better health and so on. But as opposed to talking about either of those today, I want to talk about the communication that takes place between a man and a woman and between people in general, but why women are very different than men. and I'm going to bring an article up for you. But Gina, how we doing with your microphone? I don't know if I hear you. I actually don't hear you, so I'm wondering if that worked. I guess it didn't. Still says you're invited as an attendee, so there's little things. Vicky, do you know what it takes on that end to have it clicked on? Let's see. Nope, I still don't hear you. So I don't know. Okay, well, here's what we'll do. Let me bring this article up. Good morning, Dr. Rich. Also have another associate on who's actually affiliated with Gina. So we've had a long talk over the last week. And so let's do this. I'm gonna go back here, and Gina and everyone, in a minute, when I go back to share my screen, I am not going to be able to see any chat information in here. So if people do chat or have questions, I won't see them. I can't go back and do that. Marty, Gina says, maybe you need to request to speak at the top of the chat box. I don't think so, because I requested her, but maybe you're right, Marty. Let's try that. No, she did that. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with that. There's something there. I remember people had, there was some little step that they had to perform. Well, Gina, just keep trying. And if it works, you'll just pop in on the voice part of this and we'll be good to go. So I'm going to switch back now. Oh, actually, you are there. Aha. Gina, you are there. Now, for some reason, your microphone is off. That's what it's showing me on my end. Your microphone is blocked, but you are there. You have entered as a presenter. So look around on the top of your the top now of Webinar Jam. There are a few icons. The second one in is a microphone, and it happens to be closed on my end, and I can't unlock it. Only you can. Scroll, use your mouse and scroll to the top. You'll see a little figure, then a microphone, then a camera, and that microphone on your end is locked. All right, keep looking around for that. Maybe it's your microphone on your computer. I'm not sure, but there definitely is one on the top of Webinar Jam, and it shows that. So once you click that microphone, you will be unmuted. But anyway, welcome. Hopefully we get your voice in here. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen, and I'm going to bring up an article by another woman in the industry that blogs and talks about women in the industry. So let me go ahead and share my screen. And okay, I don't know why we're having a few difficulties. This is why I need Mark. All right, let me bring this up and minimize that. I should be able to share that screen now. All right, here we go. Well, I'm going to probably have to read this article as opposed to showing it. It won't make much difference because it's the same. It's going to be the same words, but we'll just leave it up there like that. And let me bring this up. Let's just get started here. The name of this this article is "Women in Network Marketing and Women," and it's written by a woman named Krista Kelly. So let me go over this for a minute, and hopefully we get in a little bit. If not, I'll be throwing my comments in here. But look, here's how her blog starts. Did you know network marketing is mainly made up of women? Women make up the bulk of the industry at 74.4%, and the remaining 25.6% are men, as stated in the Direct Selling Association. Interesting facts coming up, because most of us hear that 95% of the people in our industry make little or no money. But here's a very interesting stat. 50% of all people who join network marketing fail in their first year. That means the bulk of the people who join and fail in the first year are women. So she says, why is this and how can we change it? Clearly, with these numbers, women are desiring something different. One segment of the female population I work with are mothers. They are often motivated to join a network marketing company because they want to help their families and their children. Most are desiring to stay home with their children instead of going back into the workforce. They want to have the time freedom to be present in their children's lives by staying home, but also have the ability to make their own money. The network marketing industry is a fantastic model for this desire, but the training available is not geared specifically to the women. Network marketing typically trains from a male perspective that makes it harder for women to succeed and be comfortable. Now, I have to agree that the training in this industry, I can tell you for 60 years, in my opinion, as you know, because I run the communication class called Networking Communication Class, it's not geared towards men or women. It's geared towards business and being a business person. And that's what that class teaches you. But I know the bulk of the industry teaches you in the mindset of a man. And you'll see as we get further along here in this article what we're talking about. And the reason I asked Gina, unexpectedly to talk this morning is because I've listened to her trainings over the years, number one, and I just came in contact with her in the last week, listened to another one, and you can hear, and we've had some conversations, and you can hear in her conversation, you can hear that she's talking from the heart. She's not trying to convince people. And it's one of the things that we have to stop doing in this industry. And if you follow a teacher, a woman who knows how to communicate with women, I think your business would change. The statistics support that the current training model is ineffective and not offering women the skills they will need to succeed in network marketing. The challenge is, how will we train women to be successful in the industry from a female perspective? I want to acknowledge the spectrum. We all fall within the curve. My point is that the starting point for women in network marketing starts from a distinctly male point of view. We all know men and women communicate differently and have different social needs. We all learned this from our earliest relationships. Further research by Harvard Business Review supports that we process and communicate information differently in the workplace. Networking or network marketing trains in a hunter/prey style of sales. Let me say that again. And it's the first time I heard this in these terms from this person in the blog here. Network marketing trains in a hunter/prey style of sales. When women are joining network marketing, they are trained to be hunters. This can be uncomfortable for women because we are not by nature hunters. When we are taught to hunt in our social circle, we become uncomfortable. In the network marketing industry, this is explained as women needing to get out of their comfort zones to succeed. Women generally feel like they are doing something wrong if they are not succeeding. This stems from stepping outside normal social cues. So very interesting. We take a look at that and see that reality of we're taught to hunt. You know, we're talking about getting leads. Look, I teach leads. I love the cold market. And I am clearly always looking for someone who would be interested in managing a business from home. But in my class, those of you here who have taken the class understand that we're not begging and we're not pursuing someone when those signs show up that they're not interested. Or, we have to say something to convince them. We don't work like that. My class teaches them to identify the signals as to when you will dismiss that person and move along. Once again, we certainly want to help people, and there are people who teach from a product point of view, and certainly you want to make sure you demonstrate your product and have people understand that, from a health point of view, if it's a health product, is that, what benefits they will receive. But when I'm looking for someone in networking, I am not trying to convince anybody. I am not trying to say the magic words that all of a sudden it clicks. I am clearly interested in one thing initially. Are you interested in managing a business from home? If you are, let me show you what I have. And let's see at that point if we are a match. And the only hunt that is going on is the hunt for the people who have that mindset of, I would love to make money from home. So let's continue on with Krista. My solution in response to the hunter mentality is for women to work with their inherent strengths. We tend toward collaborative approaches when faced with choices and decisions, and we are more apt to share our vulnerabilities. So I suggest not to hunt down your girlfriends. Talk to them about what you are doing. Why do you love this product or service? You lost the baby weight, right? Your skin is glowing, right? Your energy is up. Your products or services have improved your life. Why are you doing it? To own your own business? To be able to stay home with your children? To pay for something for your kids? To pay bills? Save for a vacation? To retire a spouse? To have your own money? I mean, these are questions, certainly good questions to establish, right? Be yourself. This is what Krista says. Be yourself and talk to your friends as you normally would. You're not hunting your friends down. You're having a conversation and looking for collaboration and support for your new business. Take your girlfriends off the hook. You are not hunting. They now know what you do and why you do it. Ask them for a referral. Let me stop there. I was taught way back, of course, a lot of you know I was with Primerica 20-some years ago. And the first thing I was taught is the referral business. When I had a person sitting down explaining why they should buy term and invest the difference, when we truly communicated, I asked for referrals. I would leave with 20 referrals from people. And the question always was, if I can show you a way and show you a plan that's better for you in every way, is there any reason why you wouldn't do business with me? And when they said yes, why would there be a reason why they wouldn't share that, right? So we were taught the referral business, and that's exactly what Krista is saying here. They know what you do and why you do it. Ask them for a referral. Ask them, who do they know that would like this type of product? Who do they know who is entrepreneurial? They will naturally opt themselves into what you have if it is a match for them. You are looking to socially network in your circle. You are looking for people who are the right match for your product/service or business opportunity. It will not be everyone. In fact, it will be a very select few. But your social network can support your business if you do not hunt it down. Asking for support for your goals is effective. When you explain how the products has helped you and why you're starting your own business, it allows for a collaborative environment. You are looking to communicate in a helpful way. I can't tell you how many times this week that the discussion I had with Dr. Rich, Gina, Linda, was about helping people, because that's what they're doing. And we talk about that here in our business. It's about, Kula Brands. How can it help people? But until we get to the point of we know who we are when we're talking to people, and that sounds a little strange, but in the class we cover that, like understanding who you are when you pick up the phone call. Pick up the phone and talk to somebody and have that phone call. If you're new with your business or you're not as equipped to discuss the product, services, the opportunity, you can't be sitting there faking that. You put somebody on the phone that knows what they're talking about. As a matter of fact, Again, the person on the call here, Dr. Rich, did exactly that for me this week. Didn't try to explain it. He just put me on the phone with people. I was looking for a certain product, and there we were. You're looking to communicate in a helpful way. The goal is not to hunt down your list of friends, family, and neighbors. It is to maximize your social circle, gain a large audience of people who have interest in your business or type of product. Collaborating instead of hunting. That's how she finishes her article. Collaborating instead of hunting. So the answer to that clearly is education. Learning how to do that. Learning who you are. What are you trying to achieve during that phone call? And it's you, if they get the impression that you are hunting them down because you want to make money, you have lost them. If that's what your conversation is about, if it reflects that, if your terminology creates that perception, you're in trouble. And so, once again, 20 years ago, we developed the network communication class. And that's what that class teaches you. In fact, we have some people taking it again today, or taking it today for the first time. So, Krista Kelly is she blogs about these kinds of things. She works with women. She has a number of articles that maybe we can bring to light in the future. So I can go back to the chat box here. I don't hear you, Gina, but I see you on the site there. I wish we'd get that mic up, but I guess we're not. Okay, so yeah, there's Gina. We're fishing, not hunting. So she's responding on there. Any questions on here? Any questions whatsoever here on there? If you just type them in the chat box, it takes me a minute to see them. But we're getting to the bottom of the hour here. Hey, Dr. Rich, I'm going to try to open up your mic. Let's just see what happens. Let's just see what your end does. I've just invited you as a speaker. This is Dr. Rich. He's in Asheville, North Carolina, and is health practitioner, chiropractor, and so on. And let's try that, Rich, and see if we can get you open. This platform's a little different, and it certainly takes a little different. But if you have a microphone on there, we should be good. There you go. I hear you. Hey, Rich, can you hear me? We hear you. Oh, you went off again.
Oh, there we go.
There you go.
Can you hear me now?
We got you. Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, Gina too?
No, Gina, I still can't hear Gina.
I had to go, somehow I had to go to another place for the icons to show up.
Aha.
I don't know where I went. I had to go to Google, join Google something.
Okay. Well, that's because it's a Google platform. All right, so let's let you fill in for Gina. Rich, this is Dr. Rich Livernoy. He's been in this industry a long time, like me. That's how we know each other, but we do know each other personally. We've spent lots of time together helping each other, and in not just personal, but in business. Long time, along with his significant other, Linda Ivan. So, Rich, how do you feel about this little blog from Krista Kelly here?
It's Joe. We've been friends for a long, long time. Something our conversations have always been about helping people, and helping them in their comfort zone. I think she's right on, spot on for women. And again, I appreciate the differentiation between hunters and gatherers type of thing, and who we are as human beings. And I think, you and I have talked about this before. 80% of the people in network marketing are women because they're concerned about helping people. They're nurturers, and so I think we, like you've always done, and the article says, you just have to help the women be women. And it's just fascinating to me when I'm on a conference call that's a woman's conference call as opposed to a men's conference call. It's just totally different.
Yeah, it really is.
Men are type A, go 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 go. Women are, hey, how are the kids? What's going on here? You know, their half-hour conference call lasts an hour and a half because they're talking about family, and that's what they do, and that's what network marketing to me really is. So I think the men should take a lesson from the women and become more nurturing towards their business. I think it would work a lot better.
We have spent so many places, Rich, you and I, with the hurry up and get there, and one of the companies I was with a couple years ago. All they were concerned about, and this was the men. This was not the women, but all they were concerned about is I bought the biggest package to enter the company, which is probably going to be illegal pretty soon, in this industry. But they wanted people to buy these $1,000, $2,000 packages, and their logic behind it is you'll make more money if you do this. And the truth is, a year or two down the road, if you build a large network, yes, that would certainly, in their comp plan, would make them more money. But the truth is, the person that is joining a new company without any real understanding of what they were doing with that comp plan basically gets themselves in financial trouble. I can't tell you how many people call me from that company asking me if there's a way to get their $2,000 back and give back the package. I mean, I'm talking 2 years later, 3 years later, they're still trying to get that money back because they were talked into that package. And I don't think that women do that. I really don't.
No.
So it's important that we understand these differences, this nurturing effect of women, and stop the hunting. And again, as I always state in my class, is that you're really looking when you make that phone call, when you're going to be talking to someone, you have to make sure that you understand who you are and not try to be the person that knows everything, as we did this week, Rich. As you know, I mean, the first thing was you need to talk to so and so, and before you know it, there I was with the owner and Gina.
Yeah.
And then understanding from there what we were looking, what I was looking for. So it's a journey, but I think people really need to understand that, you're right. They need to start taking a page out of the book, the women's book of communicating.
Yeah. And Joe, also, and we've talked about this through the years over and over and over, and it's become almost cliche, but we always use the analogy, hey, if you go to a good movie, you're going to tell a friend. If you have a good dinner at a restaurant, you're going to tell a friend. And we want to do that network marketing, but using that same analogy, as soon as people go to the restaurant, we want to make them the manager, the waiter, the bartender, and they're not there for that. They're there to as a customer, and we miss that sometimes in network marketing. We introduce people, expect everybody to be part of the business, when some just want to have a good meal or have a good movie once in a while and enjoy the product, and they'll share it and it'll grow, but sometimes we get too aggressive, and I think the women aren't that way. They kind of, hey, it's a good meal, it's a good restaurant, go try it. And when somebody tries it and says, hey, I went to that restaurant, they leave it alone. They don't say, oh, you should join that restaurant. They don't pursue it unless somebody wants to. And I think that's where your classes come in, because you have the green lights of where to go next once you get there for those who want to be part of a company. And it makes it much more different when you want to be something than being coerced into being somebody or something.
Absolutely. Okay, well, we're going to invite Gina back, and we'll get that squared away. We'll have to do a little a practice session and see what's going on with her microphone and why, and maybe you can help her with that. So what we'll do is, I don't see any questions in the box here, but I want to thank everybody for being here. Thanks for supporting here, Rich, and coming forward here, and we'll get back together with some conversations in the future here at the Breakfast Club. So any final words you want to say?
It's been great, Joe, getting reconnected with you after a couple of years, and it's just been a real highlight in my last couple of days since we've talked again. So I just want to let everybody know that doesn't know Joe as I know him, that he's an incredible leader, but more than that, he's a very good person, got a big heart, and he's genuine. He's the real deal. And so I would take this platform to say that, Joe. I mean, I've told you that before, but if anybody's new on this call or fairly new, I've known Joe for years, and I would highly recommend staying with him and his protocols and his direction, because his heart is all about helping people. And I love you, Joe. Appreciate you.
Man, love you too, man. Thanks. And I feel the same way. We've been together a long time, and little lapses in between, but I'm also glad we're reconnected. And thanks for the kind words. And you have a great day, everybody. We'll see you next week at the Breakfast Club. Tonight, for those at Kula Brands, tonight and I haven't sent this notice out yet, there is going to be a call with Doug Kyle, co-founder, going over part of the what creates the points. And if you know what I'm talking about, we'll see you there. And I'll be getting that notice out soon. So for Dr. Rich, this is Joe Shoup, and I am glad that you're here today. And Rich, again, thank you. So everybody have a great day. We'll see you this evening. And if not, we'll see you next week at the Breakfast Club. Have a great night, everybody. Gina, thanks. We'll get back with you.
Good night.
Good night now.